Hello, everyone. Welcome to iCast. Today we have another senior from iPrep joining us. If you want to give a little intro.
Hi, my name is Aileen. I'm a senior at iPrep, and I'm ready to graduate and leave.
It's super nice to have you on the podcast. You are our fifth senior. We've had 5 seniors in total. But today with you, we will be focusing on college admissions, the whole process throughout high school from freshman year all the way till senior year. Let's start with a simple question. How many schools did you apply to?
I applied to, I didn't apply to many schools, mostly because it was just a challenge with the cost of the application.
Yeah.
So I had to narrow it down. I think I applied to like 9 or 10 schools.
In total. Okay. If you want, could you share some of those schools?
So in Florida, I applied to UF, FSU, UM, FIU, and then outside of Florida, I applied to Northeastern, Northwestern, Duke, Carnegie, and UPenn.
Okay. And if you're willing to tell us, only if you're willing to, what is the school you want to get into the most?
Duke.
Is there any specific reason for that, or you just like the school in general?
I just really, really love the school a lot because I recently had an interview with one of the alumni, and so at first, obviously, like when you're researching schools, like, well, me personally, I didn't want to feel like too attached, because you never know like how things might turn out.
Yeah, of course.
But after the interview, oh my God, like my hopes are up after the interview because just the way he phrased Duke as a school, like my alumni, the alumni that interviewed me, was genuinely like everything that I think I'm looking for in a school. To make sure that, because I want to go into civil engineering, but I want to make sure that as an individual I can stay involved in the community without like just completely devoting myself to one like field and not like leaving behind like people I can help.
Also make sure that the environment is the best wherever you're going.
Yes.
To sustain you as well. That's an important part. Independence after senior year is such a huge thing that I don't think much people talk about. I mean, you're leaving the life where your parents are there for you to a life of your own,
Yeah.
You want to make sure it's the best place. What was it specifically when you had the interview with the alumni that drew you in? Was it one specific thing or just overall great school?
Let's see. Honestly, I just think it was him as a person to see like what Duke produced, because when he asked me, the first couple of questions are like very like basic. The first is like who are you? Introduce yourself. Tell me about yourself. And then he asked why Duke, and he gave the opportunity to expand on like what he thought of it as a school, like one-to-one, not telling me like this pitch about like, oh my gosh, like great academics, like great this. Like, he was just very like honest and personal about it. Especially, he also told me like things he struggled with and what he thought like the school was doing so well. Yeah. So I thought that was like really amazing of him like to just like be honest rather than just like.
I think that's important too, that it didn't sound like a pitch where he's like outlining every perfect thing and then bringing down every other school. More of just a personal experience.
Yeah.
Okay, let's transition a little more into your earlier years of high school. What were you able to do in freshman year, sophomore year that guaranteed or made your chances go higher into getting into a school like Duke?
I'd say both freshman and sophomore year, I come from a family of immigrants, so their sacrifice made all my studies like all the pressure on my studies a lot like bigger, and I don't take that for granted. I just my mom like is the type of person to stress like the opportunities she never got to have, and I just think like applying myself to my studies, making sure my grades don't drop, making sure like I'm as involved as I possibly can be for her and both for myself.
Yeah, of course.
Really like helped for those first years.
Yeah, having that supportive parents. And what activities were you able to partake in?
So activities, I think honestly for the first freshman and sophomore year, it was Key Club, SGA, I think. I might be quoting this wrong, but Key Club was one of like honestly one of my favorite clubs like to do and to be like once a president of, because I still
remember those days where you were president. We would have those candies laid out after every big project.
Yeah, and I'd see like people I didn't recognize in the meetings just like taking candy, and it was really fun. But I think my favorite part about that was getting to meet Dr. Foland. Yeah. Because she helped us have this garden project once a month, and it was honestly really fun like seeing the kids like all in one place actually like moving around, having fun with what they're doing. So that was really fun to do.
And the transition from those years of underclassmen, I think it's more lenient those years, and then going into upperclassmen, especially junior year, at least for me. I'm not a senior yet, but it's been the hardest year by far. What were you able to do in junior year to help you with your college applications?
I would say, honestly, junior year, I think what really kickstarted my like college application process was senior year. But for junior year, I will agree and say that it was one of like the hardest
of course, yeah.
years because you're taking so many more APs and you have all this like pressure of keeping this up and having more extracurriculars because there's this pressure of like making sure your resume is stacked to go to college.
Yeah. And how were you able to deal with that pressure? That's a thing that crumbles a lot of people during these years.
Less sleep. I will say like that first like at first it was just like managing like okay, I have this AP, I have this one. At first it really felt like I'm just sacrificing one AP over the other and just like, you know, praying to see which one like that I just like continue doing well in both. But what really helped me honestly was just speaking to Dr. Folan. She's like really amazing help. Like
explain a little more about that inspiration.
So okay, I will say like I really think like she helped me a lot, especially during my senior year because I had like such a hard time with my essay that like literal tears would come out of my eyes because I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to make sure I do this essay justice. I want to make sure that I'm writing as well as I possibly can, and just it was very hard on myself. Like I just felt like I had to present this version of myself that I think the colleges want. So realizing like what I should have like changed is a little harder.
I get what you mean, balancing out the personal side of it and selling yourself to the college at the same time. I've heard a lot of complaints about that, you know, like where you have to manage your story or manipulate your story in a way colleges will like, but you also have to keep the personal element in it. And if you don't mind sharing with everyone, what was the subject of your college essay? So
I wrote my essay about, like, the first line of my essay is, like, I'm an actor with no script, because I basically talked about how sometimes I felt like when I was speaking Spanish, it just didn't feel the same. It didn't flow, like, easily out of my mouth. Like, the words felt clunky. It just, it didn't feel natural. So I wrote that about my topic, especially coming from, like, my entire family speaks Spanish. So sometimes they have, like, these little jokes and nuances that I just don't fully understand. So it was, like, very hard to just, like, communicate with them sometimes. Yeah, kind of get into the jokes, get into the, that sort of vibe. I think I've kind of faced the same thing coming from immigrant parents. It's not easy at first, but I think as time goes on, you start to get used to it. This year has definitely gotten, like, a little easier because, like, I've had to just, like, force myself to have these conversations in Spanish, whether the words are correct or not. They probably aren't most of the time, but the communication is definitely getting easier. I think putting yourself out there first is the hardest step, but once you're already there, it's just a matter of practice. And looking into the future, what is it you want to do? I want to be a civil engineer. I just, like, choosing this career was honestly, like, a little, it was both right and a little hard because I was just bouncing around from careers to careers. Like, one day I'd think, like, I want to be a teacher. Another day I'd want to be a surgeon. Another day, like, it's almost, like, random, like, left field career, like, random careers ever. But I think, like, what was most constant in all of that, like, indecision was the fact that, like, I do want to stay, like, doing math. Okay. I want to stay, like, in that field. But after that, it was just narrowing down, like, how can I stay in this career but still stay within the community? Like, that was really important to me, especially because, like, because I have, like, an internship with Luisa Santos that really, like, shows how much of an impact she makes through her actions. So I wanted, like, a field that I feel can, like, stay within that. And I think there's no better field than civil engineering. I mean, you're literally building the community from the ground up. So explain more about that internship. It seems like a very cool opportunity for you. It honestly, it's such a fun thing to do. Okay, because you have this, she's a politician. Yeah. And she just really lives up to the expectations she holds for herself. Like, she shows that this is what I'm doing for my community. She's even doing, like, an event called A Night in D9 where she recognizes schools, students for their excellence and principles, which is really amazing. Like, she's just having it right now. Like, as of right now, we have to do, like, calls. We call parents. Yeah. And we make sure, like, their kids know and their families are, like, aware that this is the event we're having. So right now, I think, like, she's assigned us 150 or 170 calls. Calls, for, like, wow, to make to parents. Yes. Incredible. So that's really fun. Like, it's all distributed between, like, interns. So there's, like, maybe, like, 1,000 or more people are calling. And that whole internship hasn't drawn you to the political side at all, or? I thought about it. Yeah. I really did think about it. Oh, my gosh. It's a hard world. I'll say that. It is. Let's see. I will say, like, through that internship, I got to learn a little, like, bit more about politics, especially because Luisa, like, was the one who introduced me to the fellowship for Commissioner Eileen Higgins, who is now the City of Miami mayor. So she like introduced me for that fellowship, and honestly, one of the best things I've ever done. I got to knock on people's doors and just see their reactions to the problems or concerns they have, and I just thought like the range of reactions was really interesting because some people would just like stare at you blankly and just like, why are you on my doorstep? Which is understandable because it's like some days it was like a Saturday or a Sunday in the morning,
and you're there at the doorstep. Yeah, no, I get it.
And other times like people would literally stop like us fellows on the street and say like, oh, I want to sign the position. Like they'll stop their car in the middle of the road, cause traffic, and just like sign the position. Like,
that's incredible, having that much impact. And I've heard a lot of internships at iPrep, and honestly, that's one of my favorite I've heard so far. And I didn't know about it before this interview, so that's nice. In civil engineering, what's the thing that attracts you apart from the community or math? What is it that attracts you the most?
Honestly, infrastructure. Because I just think like, I would say, like I know you said like apart from community, but I just feel like that part was like most central to me because where like I live, nobody was knocking on our doorsteps. Like where I live, people were just like, they tend to avoid the neighborhood because they have like a certain bias about it.
Got it.
So it was like, even from both candidates, like for this like city of Miami mayor, like nobody was really campaigning where I live. So I just feel like seeing like a community neglected was just like, nah. It
was hard for you.
It was hard.
Yeah. And it's interesting nowadays, I think you'll agree with me too, seeing a person interested in math. It's not something you come across very often. I think I'm one of those people, right? And I think our school has a lot of those people, leaders in the field really, because when you go down to the younger generations, it feels like that passion is being lost. What is it that got you into that field?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Okay, so honestly, like in the beginning, I really struggled so much with math.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a struggle, but for some reason, out of all the subjects, like there were just some years where I'd like history, like in my earlier years, like I just struggled so much with it. Like I just couldn't piece everything together.
Yeah.
But for some reason with math, like I just kept going back to it. Like it was this just like I'd struggle and then come back, struggle and then come back. And I just think realizing the fact that maybe, I don't know, maybe I just liked struggling to the point of like figuring out what I was doing.
The moment where you solve the problem is the most
like
rewarding,
Like there is this just like you're just standing there like silent, like realizing like, oh my gosh, like I just did that. And that happens a lot, especially in like Mr. Rage's class.
That was going to be the next question, and no pressure. What has been your favorite math class throughout high school, middle school?
Mr. Rage is staring at me. I'd say, honestly, at the moment, it has to be, like, calc. It's just, yeah. I just think, because with algebra, like, you're just limited at first with what, like, you're being handed to. But with, like, calculus, like, you can just apply it to so many new, to so many new levels. And I just thought that was, like, really fascinating. And it was just, like, I would say, like, I've struggled a lot in this class, like, just to make sure, like, I'm understanding it, and Mr. Rager can attest to that.
Yeah. The struggle is the important part, though. That's where you really get the knowledge out of it. If you're not struggling with it, then that's actually one of Mr. Major's famous quotes.
No, like, I don't know how many times he says this, like, either a day to students, like, just struggle.
Yeah, because that's where, it's true, though. That's where you're practicing. That's where you're getting the rough part from it, and then the rewards come later when you're able to look at a problem, and there it is, you know?
Yeah.
It's been so nice having you, Aileen, and we're going to play our famous lightning round. We're actually going to do 2 segments today and transition into a new segment we've never done before. Wow. But we will start with the lightning round to give you the same experience as the rest of the guests. Okay, our famous question. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes, I don't know.
You've never thought about it.
I've never thought of... Wait.
We've had a wide range of answers. I'll say that.
A sandwich, like, it has 2 buns. It has, like, meat in the middle. So, like, why not?
Okay.
A sandwich?
So it is, you're saying.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. You get back home from school, what's the show you're putting on?
Oh, my God.
Favorite show?
Arcane.
I never heard of that.
Oh, my gosh, you need to watch it.
Should I start watching?
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
That's all I'll say about that.
Best song right now?
Beyonce. XO by Beyonce.
Okay, big Beyonce fan. Okay, and now our new segment, I'll call it correspondence. I'm going to say a word, and the first thing you think of, I need you to say back, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready? We'll start off with math.
Major.
Okay, science.
Ayrton? I don't know.
I'm scared of most, I'll say that.
Being so attached to a school, like...
Where I apply, not just one school, let's say I apply to everywhere I want to go, and then I'm spending months on end just waiting for that decision to come back.
It's hard.
I think the only way I'll be able to deal with that is just being positive about it, you know.
Okay.
Going home and being like, I'm probably going to get it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aileen, again. It
You're
was
welcome.
nice hearing about your story, and I hope it helped some of our viewers start their college applications or feel better about their current college applications. And this is our goodbye from iCast. Bye.